The seasons are changing. Seasons change. So do cities, as Carrie Bradshaw famously said. And it's time for me to get more sweaters from Quince because it's getting cool. I'm putting my Quince linen shorts in the drawer and I'm pulling out my Quince cashmere sweaters, you know?
Ooh, you know what I was just doing? Do you ever do you ever detail your sweaters or kind of like,
Yeah, I have one of those things. Yeah.
Wash them in with a nice cashmere soap. I was just getting excited about my Quince sweaters that are in my closet that have not been worn yet. I'm like, ooh, I should zhuzh them up for the season.
Yeah. They have $50 Mongolian cashmere that feels luxe, premium denim that wears like it's custom made, and timeless outerwear you'll reach for every season. They also have a wool coat that's like very well made and high quality. And the reason why it's so high quality is because Quince works directly with ethical factories and cuts out the middlemen. That's how they keep their prices low without cutting corners. It's smart, it's stylish, and it's shopping at its best. Find your fall staples at Quince. Go to quince.com/who for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/who to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/who.
You will dream it.
Yo, they want to know.
Hey,
Mia.
hey,
Mia.
hey. I want to be famous.
Welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger.
I'm Lindsay Weber.
And here's a tweet from World of Real that went viral for the wrong reasons. Again, click. Dakota Johnson is set to direct A Tree is Blue starring all caps Charlie XCX and all caps Jessica hyphen. Production begins next month. This went viral for several reasons, one of them being because Charlie XCX is in a movie, but mainly because it credited someone as Jessica. So I saw a tweet that said, from the bottom of my heart, who the fuck is Jessica? That has 41,000 likes. I found myself wondering, who the fuck is Jessica? So I actually clicked the link in the tweet and found out that the Jessica is Jessica Alba.
Oh, she can have Jessica.
She can have Jessica. That's okay.
She can have Jessica. I didn't know that it was her, but she can have Jessica. If she wants Jessica, she can have Jessica.
She can have Jessica. It's not a random Jessica. I was like, oh boy, we got to do research. Who is this Jessica? I should figure this out. But it's just Alba.
I mean, Jessica Alba is not mononymous.
Who do you think the most famous Jessica is? On famousbirthdays.com, not to bring it up.
Wait, oh, you actually mean that? It's not Jessica Simpson. Jessica.
I have to say I'm absolutely shocked. Number one, I don't know, but number two, I do.
Let me guess. It's a 12-year-old YouTuber named Jessica Smith.
The first most famous Jessica is a 28-year-old TikToker named Jessica Kaylee with 2 E's. But the second most famous Jessica is Jessica Alba. So for all intents and purposes, she's Jessica. The other famous Jessicas, in terms of Jessicas we would know, Alba at number 2, and then it's a lot of like TikTokers. Jessica Simpson, number 5. Jessica Capshaw, you don't count. Jessica Lange at number 7. Jessica Chastain at number 9. And then Jessica Biel at number 11.
Okay, my Jessica is Jessica Chastain.
Me too.
If I were to see Jessica all caps, I'd be like, Chastain?
It might have to be Chastain.
Well, even though I wasn't, but I would. I should. We should.
And then Jessica Mallboy down at number 15. Okay. Love her.
Your favorite Eurovision singer, yeah.
My favorite Eurovision singer. Okay, let's just move on to the show.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
I'm Honor. I'm Haven.
And this is Hayes. Welcome to our home. Come on in.
Danielle Jonas has Lyme disease, but she's fine.
I have to say, I was a little bit kind of wary to put this link to Kevin Jonas's wife. Danielle gets emotional watching her first ever solo performance, a moment I will never forget. Oh, that's not about her Lyme disease.
Yeah, that's not about Lyme disease.
I meant to read. Danielle Jonas opens up about parenting, Lyme disease, and life with the ultimate girl dad. I at first was like, I should, maybe this isn't kind of the right news to cover, though I love Danielle Jonas famously. But why I left it in here was because sometimes Lyme disease can, be seen as this kind of negative, oh God, I have to deal with this thing, da-da-da. But Danielle Jonas, and this is how you kind of go through life, making lemonade out of lemons, said, this is a sponsorship opportunity. I don't just have Lyme disease. I have a new route to make money from brands. And it's like, yeah, girl, go for it. This is the woman who gave us an ad for the Pork Board Association like we'd never seen before. Sorry, it's the National Pork Board. The National Pork. She turned an ad for the National Pork Board into one of the best celebrity spawns I've ever seen in my whole life.
I had forgotten how disgusting the plate actually is.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's literally a plate with
The driest pork you've ever seen.
some random green, which kind of looks like just ripped up basil.
I think
if you
it's
had to ask me.
I think it's ripped up sage.
Sure.
'Cause the leaves are
and then
smaller.
2 just fully cloved garlic cloves. No attempt
bulbs.
at kind of what's
Bulbs.
inside. Just full, like, pulled out of the ground garlic bulbs of cloves of garlic.
And she said, I cooked up one of Kevin Jonas's favorite meals. Garlic and rosemary roasted pork tenderloin. That's not rosemary. But those leaves are not rosemary. In celebration of America's love of pork, the National Pork Board is inviting people to share a simple pick of pork on their fork for the chance to win great prizes.
A pick of pork on their fork. A pick of pork on their fork.
Famously good at this. We talked about this in
So
2017.
she got Lyme disease and said, oh no. But then she kind of said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hello, Nancy. I'm assuming her agent's name is Nancy. And then they figured something out.
She also has eczema. So she also is, the eczema is also kind of part of the spawn opportunity because she turned her eczema and Lyme disease into, that's right, spawn for laundry detergent.
Yep. Because the Lyme has made her eczema flare up more frequently. And using all free and clear is so much easier on her skin, especially post-Lyme.
Totally. But I have to say, you know, somebody so kind of storied and practiced and good and experienced in sponsored content like Danielle Jonas is, when you played me the video of her talking about the detergent, I'm still kind of like, there's work to be done here. You know, like we do need to step it up. Our girl, who I love, is monotone. Like, I've never heard, when I say monotone, I've never heard monotone like this tone. The tone is
It's mono.
E flat all the way through. It's incredible. It's stunning. Actually, amazing. It's hard to keep your tone at this 1 decibel.
It is impressive in its way. The caption is, all laundry partner, hashtag. It was edited too. You asked, I answered. Come hang out with me in my home while I chat about why all free clear laundry detergent is the perfect choice for me and my family as we kick off National Eczema Awareness Month. It's much longer than that, but that's all I'll read. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Danielle Jonas. Welcome to my home. I'm here partnering with All Free Clear to tell you a little bit about my eczema story and how I learned that skincare can start in the laundry room. Your laundry detergent is part of your skincare routine. Can you tell us why? Honestly, I used to think that skincare was just about what I put on my face, but then I realized your face is only 10% of your skin.
I had
my
to turn
God.
that off. You know who we needed for this? Jessica.
It's putting me to sleep. Which one?
Alba. Jessica should have been Danielle Jonas. Appearing as Danielle Jonas in her latest ad for All Free
It's
and Clear,
Jessica.
it's Jessica.
Actually hearing it and not even seeing the video is worse. It's like we really do focus in on kind of how disinterested she is in reading the copy on the cue cards or whatever it is that she is kind of reading off the phone. She's been kidnapped and they're like, make a video telling your loved ones you're doing fine. Like, she's doing that, you know what I mean? But she
Yeah.
doesn't have it in her to kind of be like, hi, mom and dad, I'm having a great time in Mexico. She's terrified for her life in a way.
Yeah. Proof of life. Prove to your family that you are alive and doing fine by making All Free and Clear spawn. Like, this is kind of what it sounds like.
Prove to your family that you're alive and you care about laundry detergent. And then the outcome's kind of this.
What does it mean to you to use your platform to not just talk about product, but to help a community reduce stigma and find relief? Living with eczema can be isolating. That's why I am so passionate about bringing awareness to the community. I'm hoping that my story can help people know that they're not alone and reduce the stigma.
Oh, God. I thought skincare started with my face.
But it's
I
actually
can't even
so
do
much
it.
more than... I can't do it either. But it's actually...
It's impossible
But
to
it's
not
actually
have...
so much more than that. Like, I can't do
It's
it.
harder to not emote than to emote, you know?
Yeah. It's like when someone tells me, like, walk slower. I can't keep up.
You literally can't.
can't
I've told
walk
you that so
slower.
many times. You can't.
I can't do
You
it.
literally... You can't slow your gait. It's not possible for you.
Of course, I was reminded of the pork board spawn, which is so iconic. It's in an episode title from almost 10 years ago. But I hadn't thought about Danielle Jonas in a while, so I went through her feed. She's in a very specific zone or lane when it comes to spawn.
Family
Family.
care.
Yes.
children. But the thing is, like, her kind of, what I love about her is her lack of emotion and her maybe lack of kind of like talent as a showperson, as a kind of seller of stuff, has not stopped her.
No.
She is not wanting for sponsorship.
Well, she has the actual relatability.
Working. Yes, it's true. And it's like the other Jonases did marry A-listers and B-listers and then divorced B-listers. But Danielle remains the same down-home girly from, I don't know, New Jersey, let's say, or Staten Island, I'll guess, that she's always been, right?
Yeah, she's relatable in a sense that, like, you look at her doing Spawn for all free clear and you think, I wouldn't be good at that either, you know?
No, and I believe she's doing the laundry, her own.
Me too.
Like at home. Like I believe that she has experience with doing laundry. You know, I see the other Jonas wives. I say, I don't think you're doing laundry, and that's fine. I don't want to do laundry. I'm probably not doing the laundry, you know?
I think that Danielle Jonas can, like, reenact, like, the noise that her dryer makes when it's done, you know?
And I do believe that Danielle Jonas has a washer dryer, maybe two, in her house. Like,
She
that's
definite-
believable to me.
These rich suburban moms have two. They all have two.
Right. So, like,
Yeah.
one's in the shed. I don't know. Laundry room, even. That's crazy to me. But a laundry room in your own house.
Of course. So I'm looking through, she's from New Jersey, by the way. I'm looking through her Instagram for other ads. She's got one for Lowe's, creating a cozy festive home as my favorite holiday tradition. She found everything she needed at Lowe's. She has one for a lot of them for a charity children's place, a lot of them for that, so I can't really make fun of it. Pearl Milling Company, which is like a brand of like pre-made pancakes, a lot of that. Then I see some for her own.
Hashtag cool parents love PMC.
Pearl Milling Company.
Go going.
Then there's ads for her own jewelry and essentials. She doesn't really sell
Yes.
her own stuff much these days, but she used to. T-Mobile for connecting with family. CVS for keeping your family healthy. Oreo Thins, where the concept is that mom and dad need their sweets too, and these aren't for kids, these are for mom and dad. A trip to Atlantis, Bahamas, which is a family-oriented, like, all-inclusive resort, or can be. And a doll for their children. Blah, blah, blah. Boring. Finally, I get to a paid partnership for HP Hood, which is a cottage cheese brand. And I read it. And it's her standing awkwardly in her kitchen, holding a plate of waffles that are covered with Hood cream cottage cheese and blueberries. And she's holding a fork. It doesn't have pork on it. It has a pancake on it. And she says, I'm obsessed with this new blueberry protein waffles recipe I just whipped up with Dish It Girl Edina. And our little loves them too. Want to know the secret? HP Hood cottage cheese with blueberry, which gives them that perfect blueberry flavor and tons of protein. This year, HP Hood is taking cottage cheese recipes head to head through Cottage Cheese Delicious Deals.
I love cottage cheese.
I know
but
you love.
no.
This is for you.
I
Reminder.
love cottage cheese, but I don't want to see this. I don't need cottage cheese to go head to head.
Reminder to cast your vote for your favorite recipe in the bracket at deliciousduels.hood.com. This is going somewhere, I promise you.
I know where it's going.
For each vote, HP Hood will donate one 16-ounce tub of cottage cheese, parentheses, up to 5,000 tubs, to Food Bank of New York
Stop.
and Food Bank of Boston.
Up to 5,000 tubs is insane. They're giving her the copy from Hood. They're like, can you please make sure you put in up to 5,000 tubs? We can't get
Mr.
more
Hood.
than-
Mr. Hood, who's just like dripping cottage cheese out of his mouth at all times. It's like,
He's like,
we only got 5,000 tubs to donate.
I mean, and these tubs they're small. So 5,000 is,
It also seems like not enough. Why is there a limit to their tubs? There shouldn't be a limit to your tubs.
5,000 tubs. It's just sad that Danielle Jonas has to be the one to write only 5,000 tubs on her Instagram.
Up to
16 ounces
5,000
is not
tubs.
a lot.
No.
16 ounces times 5,000, that's not a ton of cottage cheese.
It's 80,000 ounces of cottage cheese.
For 2 different food banks?
Right, 2,500 tubs per food bank. That sucks. I got a problem with Hood.
Up to 5,000 tubs.
That's what's crazy. That's why I buy Good.
What? Oh, Good cottage cheese. You think they would give more tubs? You don't know what kind of tubs they're giving to the food banks.
If I found out that Good donated fewer tubs, I'd have to I'd have to back down.
Reassess.
I'd
You'd have to reassess.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I think I actually cried laughing at Up to 5,000 Tubs yesterday. And
No, you did.
I
You
did. I really
You
did.
did. Up to 5,000
Up to
tubs. I mean,
5,000 tubs.
she does it like nobody else. She either is putting the uncooked, untouched, unpeeled garlic directly onto the plate, or she's giving under 5,000 tubs to the local food bank.
Up to 5,000
I prefer the second.
tubs. Yeah, me
up
too.
to 5,000 tubs.
Me too.
God, up to is like, it could be like 10 tubs. We don't even know.
I know. It all depends on how many people voted. And I worry that not a lot of people voted.
Well, I can't now because it's like 400 years old.
Yeah, it's old. We've been talking about Danielle Jonas for 20 minutes.
Okay, I'll stop then. I had more to say, but I can stop. I just feel like she is just a perfect person where the Jonases, you know, they have their high profile girlfriends, wives, whatever. They come and go. Danielle's like, I'm still here. And she's like eating cottage cheese. Like I see her as just like a perfect, she's in New Jersey. She's getting a call from Kevin. He's like, oh God, you know, Joe's dealing with this. He's got another young girl. She's like, oh my, she's like eating cottage cheese from the tub.
No, she's leaning against the counter in their big kitchen. She's got one foot up on the thing, you know. She's got her
She's just, like,
AirPods
to
in.
me,
She's talking to
she's
Kevin.
like the mafia boss of the Jonas family.
Absolutely.
She's just like, she's like, another one bites the dust. I'll be here.
And you know she's never gotten along with any other girlfriends or wives.
No. And she kind of says like,
Any of them.
They're not putting in the work like me. They're not selling the pork. They're not selling the cheese.
Priyanka and Sophie only have one washing machine each.
They're not doing their own laundry. I'm doing my own laundry. I'm relatable. Kevin, tell them I'm relatable. Okay, we can move on. Sorry,
Show
I
them
actually
my
am done.
pork board spawn.
I'm done riffing on Danielle Jonas. Like, that's crazy. Those
We
are
mentioned
crazy
this
words.
briefly on the Patreon, but we didn't talk about it really.
Hey, AJ.
Hey, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Zoe. Welcome to our home.
Let us show you around.
Well, because I hadn't watched it yet, and then I watched it, and I was like, "There's so much here.
There's so much
There's so
going
much
on.
here."
There's so much going on in Zoe Deschanel and Jonathan Scott's AD tour, which is somewhere in Manhattan. We don't know where. It's infuriating that we can't find out exactly where.
Well, it's Lower Manhattan. They said Lower Manhattan. I think knowing that it's Lower Manhattan, not like Upper West Side or Upper East Side, and not Brooklyn, is actually very telling information. Like, I don't need to know what street it's on. Maybe it's Tribeca, if I guess.
I was guessing Tribeca or Soho, but I just really wanted to list because I wanted to see the before photos so much. They talk so much about the
No,
transformation.
they have the before. In the video, they show a brief few flashes of the before.
But that's what got me excited to see more of them. I wanted like the full listing.
You
want to
see the listing.
Yeah.
Well, they said it sat on the market. This one
Yeah.
actually, because he did it himself, because he's a contractor and that's his job. This open door was probably one of the better open doors that they've had on the site in like a long
time.
Just because there's actual good and interesting information about the state of the apartment and how they so thoroughly renovated it, because they really fucking fucked this place up. I mean, in kind of a good way. They just really changed it. And he's like, it was sitting on the market. No one wanted it. I can tell you why. Like, it was probably really expensive and there probably wasn't a ton of light in there, as our friend pointed out. Like, it doesn't have a lot of access points. And then they like totally changed the entire thing because he is like so good at that or whatever.
Yeah. And she keeps complimenting him throughout
But
the
also it's a lot
entire
about their
video.
relationship, where she's like, it's so great to have a contractor as your fiance. And I'm like, you're so right.
You can tell she took the design lead, but he took the sort of like architectural lead by saying, this is how the space can be.
And you can tell she's so she's like, I can't believe I found my man who like loves me and supports me, but also we're so like perfect for each other in our interests and like skills and abilities.
I can't believe I have a husband who said, yeah, that living room seems great.
Well, remember when she's like, I have an expensive taste. And he's like, yeah, she's always picking the most expensive fabric. She knows exactly what's expensive. And she's like, sorry. Like, okay, I was like, this is great. This is great. I mean, he's so goofy. Like, I love the Scott brothers are so goofy, kind of. Ultimately, they really are showmen. Sorry to keep bringing up showgirls and showmen. I feel like it's really stuck in my mind. But like, they really are the ultimate. They are kind of like clowns stuck in the bodies of contractors, but they're doing what they can with that. Like, they're made for this stage, but they only know how to hold a hammer.
Exactly. They were magicians first.
Yes, and I think that they are always struggling with the kind of thing where it's like all they want to do is perform, but what their skill level is like plaster molding, and that is such a difficult thing. But they are finding
And
the
like
only
load-bearing
way.
walls.
Yes, but they want to. They want to saw a woman in half, not violently, but all they can do is saw a 2x4 in half.
He wants to saw Zoe in half so badly on stage, and I bet she would let him.
No, and I bet people would show up to see the Scott brothers like do a real like on stage performance, which like maybe we'll get there one day. But I think they've really found this middle ground of kind of being TV renovator personalities and making it work for them. But you can tell the twinkle in their eye that they want to be up on that Eras tour. They want to,
I've had this thought before, and I think maybe we've talked about this too, where it's like, you see that in them. It's so palpable, and it always has been, especially once you discover that they used to be magician and they wanted to be like famous entertainers. And it's like, you see it still there, but I think they make so much money that they're like, I have to make as much money as I possibly can while I can doing this thing that's more lucrative. And then 20 years down the line, I can say, I'm doing a one-man show in Vegas and nobody can stop me.
Right.
I
can't wait. They're building
and nobody
a house
can
on
fucking
stage.
stop me. Jonathan is definitely, this is where we have the weird conversation that always kind of breaks my brain, but
Like Jonathan's a who, but the Property Brothers are thems or something?
No, it's that the Property, well, yes, I do think the Property Brothers are thems and the Scott brothers individually are who's, but who's whoier? I think
Zoe-er.
I think that
Or
Jonathan is whoier, even though he's maybe more famous, where it's a question of like, because of his association to Zoe Deschanel, who were them, that's tough.
I think Jonathan is themier, to be honest, because I think he's just more famous at this point.
Drew's wife is a civilian, Linda. They have kids
Though she
together.
is famous to the Scott
to the
fans.
Scott fans. Yeah, to the Scott fans. But what I'm saying is, because Jonathan is a little dopier and married to someone famous, and they are part of
Engaged.
like engaged to someone famous, and they're part of this like more celebrity forward couple, does that make him whoier in that definition that we try to use sometimes? Like,
Yes,
or is it
but
just
it's
he's
only,
themier?
I think he's just themier
He's just
in this
themier.
case.
Okay.
In this case, because he really is.
Because he doesn't really
Well,
do
I'm
hooey
sorry.
stuff.
Which Scott brother has more Instagram followers? Can you guess? Let's see.
Well, see, my gut would say Jonathan.
Drew has 2.7 million. Okay.
Jonathan's got to have
Ready?
more. Yeah.
Jonathan has, oh my God.
What?
2.8 million. He took it. He's taking it only by 100,000.
It's actually kind of cute that they're that close. People really don't want one or the other. They want both.
I'm kind of moved.
It's greedy. I like
And
it.
guess how many freaking Instagram posts about this Architectural Digest tour he's got? Five different. And some have multiple slides.
Well, the photos are beautiful. As always, after you watch the video, you got to read the write-up because the photos are so good.
I still think they have a bit, after Kate pointed it out, I think they do have a bit of a light issue that we're not really seeing in these photos, but they've made the best of what they have, is that they kind of zhuzhed up all these terraces with all these elaborate trappings to kind of disguise the lack of light. It seems like they're a little bit surrounded.
At one point, when they're on the terrace, he's like, yeah, and we covered this up for privacy, and also, like, the view isn't very good, but we've got 3 of them, and then he's like, and now you can cue the montage, or whatever he says. And you look out, and you're like, oh, yeah, your view sucks. You're in, like, this is a weird area. You had to, like, fake something magical outside. Mm-hmm. Right?
But they did.
But they did. They really did.
If they're well equipped to fake something magical.
And how many followers does Zoe have? Way more than both, certainly, right? Oh, 7.9. Like triple.
Well, she's actually famous, but to me, she still does it. She's kind of hooeyed a little bit in her. She's a little bit of a.
I think we should.
She's more of.
I think we need to recalculate and say that she's demier than Jonathan, just in terms of like
she's demier than Jonathan.
Yeah, the amount of the precedent.
But is she a them?
That's where I get tripped up. Because
I guess she's a movie star. She just doesn't really do as much like big films as she was. I mean, she really does represent a girl. Like there's no one kind of as emblematic as her in so many ways.
She was an era of like woman.
Yeah.
So I think that sort of keeps you a them forever in a way.
And I do think that young people still do be turning on
New Girl?
her show.
And Elf is, your perennial classic. I think she's a them.
Oh my God, you're right. You're right. And they think she's blonde.
Yeah, they
which
think
is crazy
she's blonde.
to me. When people only are exposed to blonde Zooey Deschanel, I'm like, you don't even know. You don't even know
It's like
her.
people who only watched one season of the morning show think that Reese Witherspoon is a brunette.
No one
Witherspoon is a brunette.
and never watched any of her other work.
Yeah.
And they're like, I love that brunette actress. What's her name, Reese? Mm-hmm. She's so good in that one season I watched of Morning Show.
Oh. Okay, what's next?
And I think the craziest part was that Zoe didn't look at the price of the fabrics. And when I did,
I have good taste.
You do have very good taste.
It's actually bad because if you show me like 15 things, I'll be like, ooh, that one's obviously the best. And it's like, oh,
Always
it's
the most expensive.
Moving on, we have 2 surgery reversals. Oh my God. This is actually making me a little bit queasy. Not like because of the surgery, just because of like the topic.
Well, did you watch the second video? I think Timmy put in one video
Yeah,
of
I did. I
Stassi
watched
Baby's.
both.
Okay, because in the second video of Stassi Baby, who is, we talk about her every once in a while. She's
like a Kardashian best friend. She's Kylie Jenner's good friend. She's actually lasted a lot longer than most of the best friends of the Kardashians. Yeah. She's been here from the very beginning.
And they're still friends. They didn't have like the Jordan Woods-esque fallout, you know?
And also, in a way, and I think this is what people are kind of grasping onto with this information, because she's really sharing a lot about having her BBL reversed, right? She's having her butt smallened.
But
Cardi had this.
It's a reduction. She doesn't call it a full reversal because there's a lot
No, it's
still
reduction.
there.
You can't really fully I've heard you can't fully reverse it.
Yeah.
Cardi recently got it and was talking about this. It was like, because people are always like, Cardi, your ass is so big. Like, what did you do? And she's like, first of all, like, I have to be happy with who I am. I've reduced the ass, but like, it is what it is. So I think this is just interesting because what I'm trying to say is that Stassi, because she's being so upfront about this, is almost the stand-in for the Kardashians, who also all kind of
yes,
rumored had this surgery. I don't want to accuse everyone of having surgery. I don't really love doing that. So it's like, okay, they have all been rumored to have this surgery, but people are calling it a trend. They're like, you all bought into this like trend of, and you changed your bodies allegedly for this, and now you have the best friend who also is part of this group and a stand-in for all these women, who is publicly talking about having this reduction, change, whatever. And people are like, this is what you get for hopping on a trend. So they're exerting their kind of anti-Kardashian sentiment, what they want to say about Kylie, etc., to this woman, which I find very interesting.
Just saw a TikTok that someone made about me saying that I am following trends on me saying that I got my butt reduced, and I would just like to state that the reason why I'm sharing my experience currently is because I wish I had someone that showed me the not glamorized side of plastic surgery when I was younger and I was 18 and I made this decision, that have actually been for years trying to reduce and fix, and just it's actually something that has made me more insecure and made me feel like so unauthentic to me as a human being. With that being said, I think anyone should do whatever they want to do to their bodies, whatever they choose. I just feel like this was a mistake I made super young, and I shared my experience now because I'm hoping that I can help anyone at the end of the day. That's all I care about.
Because she's the only one who is like, quote unquote, real enough to do it. Right?
Exactly.
Because her job is
just doing it in front of an audience.
Yeah.
They're all doing it behind closed doors.
Well, her job
course,
is like
you know?
influencer, like first and foremost. So this sort of like vulnerability is in the job description, right?
But you're kind of like, if Stassi is getting this reduction, then you know her best friend Kylie got. A lot of people are doing that kind of inference.
I think that's
where
what
just
she
like,
assumes people are doing. I think that's what all
Yes.
of them assume is being done.
Exactly.
Right? That's
But the thing about
effect of this.
Stassi is she's beautiful, but she really is not talented. Sorry. Like, and you could argue so many of these women are not really have that other skill. But so that's why she has to be so focused on like beauty and wellness and like the things that are kind of like what people are going to her for already.
Yeah. If you're wondering, hey, why didn't Stassi talk about this on the podcast she launched just a few months ago in May with her manager called Better Half? Why is she just putting this on her TikTok? The answer is because she stopped doing her podcast after like 6 weeks.
That's what I meant by not talented. If you were, that's what I more meant. It's like we're trying to find these new realms of like expression for these people who are kind of in the public eye, and it's like, no, actually, what just works for you is like posting videos and photos and stuff, and doing kind of sponsor on social media. Because then when you try and have this creative output in a podcast form, it's not work. It doesn't work or something, right?
It did kind of make me laugh though. The Stassi videos where she's in like a recovery center, like eating chicken nuggets and like talking about the reduction. Like 30 seconds into the first video, I kind of put together that she was laying on her stomach because she can't lay on her back. She never says it, but you're like, oh, right.
Are you kidding?
She's recovering.
That ass is not seeing a seat for like a long time. Okay, I'm laughing because I'm looking at the second to last episode and the last episode of this podcast. So this podcast is her and her manager, like my better half. It's like me and my manager. The last episode, it says, with Alexis out this week, Stas calls in her bestie. So it's like one of them like couldn't do the pod for a week, and then the whole thing fell apart. She did find a new route of getting people caring about her, which was getting this reversed surgery.
And I'm always fascinated when people talk about like things you didn't know about surgery. And I didn't know you could get it reduced, you know? Speaking of, Brittany Cartwright got rid of her breast implants.
Oh, well, that's a whole thing.
This is darker.
Brittany from the Valley and Vanderpump Rules. This is dark because one of the things that is kind of a canon to Vanderpump is that Brittany, who moved to Los Angeles from, I believe, Kentucky, on the show, was gifted breast implants by her boyfriend, Jax Taylor, who is a demon. And now they're divorced, and she is kind of expressing herself. Good for her in so many ways. 10 years later, she's saying, I don't want these double Ds. I'm taking them out. But it's also kind of a freedom from Jack's situation.
Yes.
In my opinion.
It's mostly about Jax. That's why it got me. Because I was like, wow, she's really moving on.
She really did it, and she never needed them. And so she also did that, and she got a little lipo, et cetera, et cetera. But she shared it all. She shared it all.
And guess what? You know? This is probably going to be on season 3 of The Valley.
Her fellow The Valley star. I love that they have to write The Valley. Her fellow The Valley star, Kristen Doughty, said, my gorgeous girl, dropping that dead weight and went for the upgrade. God, Kristen Doughty knows how to really fucking say something without saying something. Dropping that dead weight, she said. This bitch.
I'm always surprised. I'm like, I never really know the state of their friendship, but I'm like, okay, whatever.
Oh, Doughty's kind of... Doughty's always she's on the prowl.
Jax is so excited about massaging my boobs afterwards.
Oh yeah, because you have to massage,
If I'm gonna help finance this, I want them how I want them. I'm not gonna pay for something that I don't like. Nope, nah.
10 years later, and Brittany Cartwright is saying bye-bye to her breast implants, revealing to fans, when they said, remove what no longer serves you, I took that literally.
I'm in a better place right now than I was when we first started filming.
Brittany's currently in the middle of her divorce from Jax Taylor.
Still going through it. Okay. Yeah, still a lot of ups and downs, still not divorced. We have a date. I'm hoping it works out, so we'll see. Okay. Hopefully it's soon, so.
I want to be famous.
It's another ad for Helix mattresses. I'm going to start the ad the same way I always start ads, which was that I was recently visiting my parents. And so I was in my childhood bedroom sleeping on an old mattress, and I slept very badly, even though I lied to my parents. They don't listen to this. And I told them that I slept well. I didn't sleep well because I wasn't on my Helix mattress. I said I slept well, but I didn't. And when I got home, I was like,
you lied to your parents?
Yeah, what am I going to say? Oh, the bed upstairs is awful. They won't listen to this. No, they won't listen to this.
You know, I've always told you, have I told you the story that one time I was like, I can't sleep. My parents had this bed in the basement that I usually slept on. I said, I can't sleep in this bed anymore. I'm buying you a mattress topper. Like, I had to fix it. I should have just gotten them a Helix mattress.
I know. I love my Helix mattress. I took the Helix sleep quiz. It told me which mattress would work best for me, and it does, because I'm a stomach/side sleeper. So I want it firm but not too firm. I want it soft but not too soft. My problem is mattresses get too soft, and I don't like a soft mattress. And my Helix
I'm the
sleep is perfect
opposite.
for me.
I'm like, sink me into this thing. I'm like, it's a ball pit in here. Like, I want to be kind of like immersed in mattress. So that's why I have a softer Helix mattress, you know?
And I have a firmer one because when I sleep in my Helix mattress, I'm more rested. I'm less cranky. I don't have pain when I wake up. It's a total upgrade from my previous mattress, my Helix mattress. I've now had 2. I replaced my old Helix mattress with a new Helix mattress, and it's even better. All you have to do is take the sleep quiz over at helixsleep.com. So if you're ready to try a Helix mattress, go to helixsleep.com/who for 27% off site-wide, exclusive for listeners of Who Weekly. That's helixsleep.com/who for 27% off site-wide. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/who. It's getting cool, which means the holidays are coming. The holiday season. You want to start decorating. You want to get stuff to go with your Christmas trees. You want to get stuff to go with your menorahs. You want to get stuff to go with all of your scented candles. You're so welcome. I'm inclusive. So when you're shopping for holiday decor for every room in your house, there's no better place than a Wayfair to get what you want.
I just got a shoe storage. Did you see Bobby?
Did you get it from Wayfair?
Yes.
I walked into Lindsay's apartment and I said, "Oh my God, is this new? I love this shoe storage." I literally said this.
I said, pull it. And the shoes,
It's cool.
their shoes are stored. It's very chic. Just like they have everything you could possibly need. I knew I needed more shoe storage. And so I went to Wayfair and I said, I bet they have something that I need. And they had this great metal kind of piece that hangs on the wall and stores my shoes.
And you mounted it yourself and it looks great.
Oh, I sure did. And Wayfair makes it really easy to get your home holiday ready, whether you need to store shoes or refresh your guest room, stock up on kitchen essentials, or decking every corner with seasonal decor. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
They have it all. Plus free delivery, even on the big stuff. And now my home feels warm, inviting, and hiding my shoes from the guests. They can't see my shoes.
I know that you're not excited about this, but I needed a new Christmas tree skirt.
I'm excited about that for you. I'm excited you have a place to get it.
And they have so many options. It actually took me a while to pick one that I like because Wayfair has such a huge selection of stuff. Get your home warm, inviting, and ready for the season ahead. Get organized, refreshed, and ready for the holidays for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home.
I want to be famous.
Okay, speaking of Bravo adjacent celebrities,
Can I say something?
I'm glad
can
this finally
can
makes
I share
sense to
what
me.
you?
Yes, please.
Can I share what you said before this happened, like a day before?
It was like
Bobby's-
3 days before, but yes, you can share it. I know what you're gonna say. I know what
Bobby
you're
said,
gonna say.
if Wendy and Eddie ever break up, I'm gonna kill myself. And I said, don't say that, because Housewives is like you will get a divorce, right?
When
like something
did I
will happen
say
to
that?
you.
Last Monday, because it was the day I was watching the episode. And you said, with the track records of Housewives, I wouldn't be making that threat. And then what? 4 days later, they were arrested for fraud. But guess
It's
what? They were
crazy.
smiling and in love with each other still. Has nothing to do
I
with
love that
divorce.
what you care about is their love. I agree with you. It's getting arrested for fraud and them getting a divorce is two very different things. They could totally, who's the couple that went to jail for fraud? The government. We love them. The Chrisleys. They could totally Chrisley. They could totally Chrisley their way through jail.
Oh, yeah,
Chrisley
for
their
sure.
way through all
If
of
the
this and come
Chrisleys
out on
can,
top.
please.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're
Anyone
going to break
can.
up. I'm just saying the Housewives curse really is, it's divorce central on there. You know,
Yeah.
the joke is that you go in a housewife and you just leave a house person.
Well, that was sort of where my sentiment was coming from, because this season or this cast, it's so fraught. You've got the people that are happily divorced, faking about being divorced, really happily single. You've got people who are like in weird relationships that make no sense. It was nice to me that like there was one sort of holdout in Wendy and Eddie, where it's like, here's a relationship that seems relatively unstrained, and I find them very charming. And I'm just like, wow, if we lose them, we're done. Then there's no more Housewives on this show, right? Like there's no more.
Well, there are housewives. They're just not married.
Right,
Totally.
they're not
I get
married.
what you're saying. You either can divorce or you can be accused of fraud.
Yes.
These two chose fraud. This is crazy because if you watch the show, you know that like Wendy's kind of whole thing is like, I'm a doctor, like I'm really accomplished, like I don't
I've
need
got 4
anyone.
degrees.
I'm like, exactly. And Eddie is kind of like the happy husband who started who's a lawyer.
Who's a lawyer
Another
first,
crazy
yeah.
thing is to be a lawyer and break the law is a real, not that lawyers don't break the law, they do all the time, but you really know specifically what you're doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what can happen if you get caught if you're a lawyer. And he started a cannabis company that was doing really well on at least on Monday's episode of this show.
She's like,
which is
we're
back
rich
for
now.
its new season.
Well, we're richer.
And they were rich before too.
Yep.
But turns out, so they're these mugshots come out. They're both grinning in these mugshots. I guess if you got a mugshot, Bobby, would you smile?
I think you kind of have to, don't you?
Well, because
What is more humiliating in the press? not smiling or
Well, I
smiling.
always think about this because I think that some people who get mug shots who look sad, it looks like they're like they feel guilty for what they did
Yeah.
or something. I guess it depends on what I did.
The thing about Eddie and Wendy that's
They look stoned.
they look
to be honest.
they look stoned. It's not that they're smiling. I don't think that anyone cares about the smiling, and I do think smiling is the way to go. Would you smile in your mugshot?
I think I would give like kind of a sneaky grin,
Like a Lindsay
sneaky-
Lohan mugshot.
Like
or
I would kind
something.
of be like a little smirk. Like I know that you know that I have a mugshot.
Yeah. Eddie and
Yeah,
Wendy
yeah.
look, and I think we're allowed to say they look stoned because they do own a cannabis company.
Well, I think we're allowed to say it because they look stoned.
But the way that this came out, I was like, what? They were arrested for fraud, and the first reporting had so few details that it was borderline unreadable because they basically got the news that it happened, but they didn't have any court documents yet, so they didn't really know why they were arrested, what kind of fraud it was, and it wasn't until like maybe 24 hours later that Us Weekly got the court documents and was like, oh, it's insurance, because I thought it was related to the company, and it wasn't at all. It was they were accused
It's
of
separate.
insurance fraud.
I just think it's so crazy to commit paper trail fraud, essentially, or like fraud with kind of whatever. When you're a public figure, to do this type of fraud is and get away with it is quite difficult. Basically, they were, they claimed there was a burglary at their house. This happened, and actually it was reported on in 2024. It was in Page 6. It was in TMZ. Their house was burglarized. They said they were in Jamaica and somebody came in and stole all their items, right? My family and I are devastated and feel violated by this intrusion. Are we saying that is the implication here that the burglary never happened, or is the implication that the burglary did happen but they claim things had been missing that weren't?
Well, that's what I'm confused by, because there are certain parts in the documents where they're like, it looks like the burglary was staged, because one line in the court document says like, a window in the bathroom was broken and it looks like they used the toilet as a step in, but there's no debris on the toilet, so it looks staged. I think it's more the latter, that it was just
I think it was more
they
like
are accused
they were
of faking
maybe
how
robbed
much
a little.
was stolen. Yes.
Was stolen. So let's just say it's irrelevant whether they were robbed or not. That's not what is the issue here. So either they were robbed or they weren't robbed, and they took that opportunity, although I guess you have to be a way more conniving to fake the robbery.
I think it was more that, yeah.
You think they faked it?
No, I don't think they faked it.
Okay.
I think that they said, we have an opportunity here.
So let's say they got robbed. They got robbed. They said, we have an opportunity here to claim things missing
Up
and
to
get insurance money.
$450,000. Yes.
Exactly. Because I'm looking at our claim. I'm looking at our policy.
I'm a lawyer.
I look at your policy. I'm a lawyer. I'm looking at our policy. I'm saying, ooh, we could like kind of squirrel away some jewelry and say that it had been stolen. That's what insurance is for. So they say, oh, this ring, oh, these earrings, oh, this necklace, blah, blah, blah. What was it? They said it was $2,500 for the building and $450,000 for contents and personal property. This included his wife's gold diamond anniversary band, blah, blah, blah.
It was 57 items, which I found interesting. 57 items made up $450,000.
I'm impressed by the kind of the investigation here, because
there's like really interesting details in here. Were you about to say shout out to the state of Maryland and then you took it back?
No, well, no. But I'm like, because I don't think the state of Maryland. Who do you think the insurance company hired the kind of investigators to kind of suss this out? Because I'm like, this is not the government doesn't get involved until there's an accusation.
I think I think the way it works is you get your adjuster or whatever. They look through the claim and they say, this seems legit or this seems sus. And I'm gonna assume, and I will put money on this is how this happened, the order of events.
Sure.
They filed the claim. They were approaching the maximum that their insurance paid for. That probably instantly gets a red flag.
$423,000, by the way. It's in there. He says it.
So they probably said, this is interesting. Let's just start scrutinizing this insurance filing. They probably noticed some irregularities, and then they probably sent out people to do an investigation, because that's what they can do.
They didn't have to investigate that hard, because the main thing that got them in trouble was that Wendy wore the ring that she claimed had been stolen to an event literally like the next week.
1 week, 2 weeks later.
To the White House correspondent.
2 weeks later, on her Instagram, she posted
Wendy,
a
you're
photo
so smart. Why you do this?
at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and she is flaunting a ring that was allegedly claimed in the insurance filing that was stolen. And there were also things then here that were like, oh, they found an email Eddie allegedly sent Wendy that was like, hey, sweetie, love you so much. So our max claim is $450,000. So why don't you list some more things so we can get up to that number? I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but he's alleged to have written something like that. There are certain claims for items that they allegedly had indeed bought and at one point owned, but then later returned before claiming them as stolen. So it was like, it seems like there were a lot of different ways that they allegedly committed fraud.
Get thee to a pawn shop, Wendy. You can't wear this ring again if you're going to claim it to be stolen.
I mean, the thing that really bumps me out about this is that, like, it just seems like a weird, messy, let's take advantage of this one-time opportunity thing. Like, in a way, it's almost more depressing than, like, what I first thought, which was that it had something to do with their business, right? Like, they had been doing this long-term scheme or whatever. But it's not that at all. It's just like, they did this bad thing, allegedly seeming. But it's just like, remember the last time that we had like a housewives crime that was involving fraud? It was Jen Shaw who was taking advantage of like old people, you know?
I mean, hers was like a comedically bad fraud where it was like, if you couldn't, frauding old people in a way that is almost like you had to write it. Like it was so evil.
But they did cancel or pause the premiere of another show that Wendy was appearing on Bravo called Wife Swap, The Real Housewives Edition. And they were like, let's pause this 1 week to give this time to breathe.
Well, because they're like, we don't know if we want to even air her segment. Although I'm kind of like, who cares? Like,
who cares? They're housewives.
Who cares? They're housewives. Fraud is like normalized. And this isn't even bad fraud. Well, you know.
But whatever, I do feel like this is like the precise sort of crime that people will not be offended by.
No, but I do think it's funny that Eddie's a lawyer. He should know better.
But I think that probably had something to do with it, where he probably knew some statistic where he was like, no, we can totally get away with it. Like, this is the thaw we can break. We can do this.
But why is he emailing? What, like, get that shit off, like.
Right. Write it, regret it, say it, forget it. Something like that. This isn't the sort of thing you get fired from the show from. If anything, it makes the show so much better.
We're at an event. Ashley, a co-star on Housewives, said, "We're making melodies, not felonies, if you know what I mean." Oh, they're already like dragging each other. Like, this is crazy.
That's also a classic Ashley jab too.
I'd rather watch Dr. Wendy commit fraud than hear Ashley sing. Like, I'd rather be there for the fraud than have to listen to Ashley perform.
Right, like, which would just be Dr. Wendy taking a pen and like writing things out in a like
That's
Excel
fine.
sheet.
That's fine. That's fine.
All the things I want to tell you, we've been through it all, but we rise, not fall. Baby, right from the beginning, we've been through thick and thin, and now we're back again. Coffee and love taste best when hot. That's how we started, and we won't stop. No land or sea could ever keep you from me.
I want to be famous.
Today's episode is brought to you by Squarespace. You know, we got a Squarespace ad who weekly at us. If we didn't have Squarespace, we wouldn't have a website, because no place else is easier. It has all the features we could possibly want.
You know what's nice? Whenever I think, I haven't looked at our website lately, I should probably go take a look and see if anything needs to be updated. I know that task will only take like maybe 30 minutes because it's going to be so easy for me to do. I don't have to carve out so much time to update the website.
And again, I think that my favorite feature of the Squarespace website, beyond analytics, beyond easy embeds, beyond being able to sell our merch on the website, is the contact form, which is so simple, but it's so important. Everyone's always contacting us through our website. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to remember an email address.
It's so easy to be contacted and respond. It's seamless, it's simple, and it keeps everything under one roof. And let's talk about design. Squarespace gives you cutting-edge tools to create a stunning, one-of-a-kind website. No coding required. You can get a fully customized site that fits your brand perfectly in just a few clicks. Ready to get started? Head to squarespace.com/who for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code WHO to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Oh, the car from Carvana's here. Well, will you look at that? It's exactly what I ordered, like, precisely. It would be crazy if there were any catches, but there aren't, right?
Right. Because that's how car buying should be. With Carvana, you get the car you want. Choose delivery or pickup and a week to love it or return it.
Buy your car today with
Carvana. Delivery or pickup fees may apply. Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
I'm always looking for ways to show my cat how much I love her. And with Fancy Feast gems, I can pamper her whenever I want with a savory gravy on top of a gourmet mousse pâté. The pyramid shape makes serving simple, so all I have to do is peel and plate to make mealtime feel extra fancy. And with 2 entrees in every pack, it's easy to turn every day into the extraordinary. Fancy Feast gems.
I want to be famous.
This is great.
It was great.
Chris Angel.
It was great originally, and it was even greater when I clicked the video and heard the song that was playing during it.
Chris Angel posted an Instagram that is like in the Instagram Hall of Fame, like essentially, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like it will live on, right? It will be in when there's like an Instagram museum, which I'm sure, wouldn't put it past us as a culture. Like this will be one of them, right? That I'll go and I'll watch.
And I'll remember
20
this.
years.
Oh, I remember this.
So Chris Angel, famously mind freak, who I saw on Broadway.
I know you talked about how good it was pretty much nonstop for a few months.
Okay, I wouldn't say it was like
I would
fantastic, amazing, must see, but it was kind of good.
Oh, okay, I thought you would say I wouldn't say I did that, but it's like, well, you raved about it for a long time.
I definitely enjoyed my time at Mind Freak more than like some other theater events I've attended, for sure. He definitely put on a show. So Chris Angel, Mind Freak, he's a magician. He's kind of an aughts icon in a way. Like dated Britney Spears, dated Cameron Diaz. We can talk about that.
Oh yeah,
in a
the
little
Cameron
bit.
Diaz
but like,
story.
He's swag.
Yeah.
Okay, he had swag.
He was a TV magician. He was sort of like he was sort of like what if David Copperfield were a bad bitch who fucked? You know, like.
Well, like on the spectrum of kind of magicians, it was like David Copperfield was like the 90s, 80s, right?
Yeah.
Then we had the aughts. We had David Blaine and we had Chris Angel. And Chris Angel was kind of the goth juggalo.
And David Blaine was
David Blaine
was sort of Shakira with the antlers version of these two magicians. He was right in the middle, Animorph.
If you heard our last episode, he was.
I know fewer people listen to the Fridays and the Tuesdays, so. Short story, Shakira is on the album art for the new Zootopia.
No, don't.
Okay, I won't say anything.
Excuse me, don't handhold. Go back and listen if you want to know what we mean by Shakira with the antlers. I don't care.
So Chris Angel. Chris Angel posted this Instagram, which I guess we can work backwards from. He posted an Instagram that is a video of a playground, like an AstroTurf big playground with 2 swings that are just like rocking back and forth in the wind. On the right is the caption, and then overlaid on the video is the exact same caption. So you can see it twice. You can read it as a caption, you can read it as a subtitle on a video. While you are reading it, if you are unmuted on Instagram, you will hear Kelly Osbourne and her father Ozzy Osbourne's duet of Changes. A song that came out like 25 years ago, right? When they released a song together. It reads, "To my fans and friends, I'm sure by now you recognize that I'm going through something personal. Today I stopped following a narcissist, somebody who destroyed a beautiful family in pursuit of another man. I hope you follow my lead, not as a fan, but as a human, and unfollow as well. Please do not support someone who has damaged the lives of beautiful children and everyone around them.
Oh, God.
Thank you for your love and support during this very difficult time. Loyally yours, Chris."
When I see a caption like this written by a man, I say, there's another side to this story. I immediately say, there is another side to this story. Like, there's no way.
So they got married when? 10 years ago? Because their history is interesting. They met like over a decade ago. They got married. Then they got divorced really quickly. Then they got back together like during the pandemic. And then it looks like they are fully broken up again because Chris Angel thinks that his estranged partner, Shawnal Benson, which is an incredible name, ShaunYL Benson, cheated on him.
But then, guess what?
Shawnal had a statement.
Is posting how long 3-minute long Instagram video with the truth. She posts, here it
Grateful
is.
for Charlotte.
My truth, okay? Grateful for Charlotte.
Grateful for Charlotte.
We're kind of grateful for Charlotte for posting her truth. And I'll play a clip here, but also let's sum it up because she really drags it out. She's
so
like,
long.
he cheated on me.
Yep.
He cheated on me when I was breastfeeding. Like at a fucked up time for me. Staying for the kids doesn't make you a martyr. It makes you a liar. So it's like
that's a good line.
Was like, I started to detach from him and because he cheated and that's it. And like she says a lot, but there really is little to say.
Yeah, exactly. She's also not denying anything. She's just saying like, you need more context here. And it's that this guy sucks.
Okay, so about 4 years ago when I was, after I delivered my premature daughter at 35 weeks pregnant, I was breastfeeding her and I was given a piece of information from the universe that literally shattered my entire world. Something that I'd been trying to not see for a long time. Something that I'd put rose-colored glasses on, knowing that deep down there was something not right. I found that there were young girls having to send really intense things, really personal, disgusting things. Not disgusting, just really heart-shattering things to their boss. As I was breastfeeding my daughter, this absolutely shattered me. Now, I am a good woman. I have always built my foundations on the family nucleus. I have forgiven a lot of things to make my family work. I have turned a blind eye to things to make my family work because I have always believed that, your family comes first. This is something I've always valued. Anyone who knows me knows that I have always put my children first and said, I can do it for the kids. There's nothing that I can't forgive that I can't look aside for the kids. But you know what that means? Staying for the kids doesn't make you a martyr. It makes you a liar.
And then, the only context I needed was the first comment on Shawnnell Benson's post is from Holly Madison. That's right, Girls Next Door Holly Madison, who dated Chris Angel after Hugh Hefner for one iconic year or whatever, actually 117 days because it was reported on the Las Vegas Sun when they broke up. And she wrote, you have so many more trips to Paris ahead of you. You got this. I'm like, if she's on Shawnnell's side, then fuck that guy.
I mean, obviously it's the internet. People are going to be cruel to this woman on her Instagram comments, but most of them are versions of like, I only followed you because Chris Angel told me to unfollow you, and now I think you're pretty cool. Like, she's getting a lot of those types of sentiments. It's like, I'm only here because Chris Angel said unfollow you. I was intrigued. I saw your video, and I was like, oh, wait, you're better. It's funny how instantly it backfires when you're just like a shitty guy.
I also just think it's so funny, like unfollowing and following as support and not supporting is so crazy to me because that's
what he thinks he's doing. He thinks he's reducing her income stream. He's saying he thinks that he's like hitting her bottom line and that he's doing something really clever.
Right, because he can keep performing on Broadway, LOL, and which he's
because
not. And she has to sell stuff on her Instagram.
I interpreted the unfollow dig as a like almost like a condescending thing about what her job is because she is partly an influencer. 82,000
followers, mother lover human, and she is selling a fitness. Okay, she's a trainer. She's a women's fitness specialist, and she is like selling her own, what do you call it? Fitness plan.
Like a lot of fitness influencers sell like their like workout plan. You mentioned Cameron Diaz earlier. Please refresh the readers on the Chris Angel Cameron Diaz connection.
So Chris Angel has been spotted with Britney Spears in the era of Gimme More. Briefly was maybe dating her for a second. But the Cameron Diaz thing is fascinating because that didn't come out until he was sued for divorce the first time around. Not this wife, a different wife.
Joanne.
And in the lawsuit of dissolution of marriage or whatever, suing for divorce, Cameron Diaz was named as his lover. Like, you don't have to name the person who's in the affair, but they were like, we are naming Cameron Diaz as the person he had an affair with.
The
right?
ex-wife's lawyer wrote in this document, we're naming Cameron Diaz as his lover. We will subpoena her as soon as she comes back to New York. And then they said that he kept the relationship with Cameron a secret so that he could get more famous, and she knew about it, and these are grounds for me to get more money from this fucking guy.
Wednesday, May 23rd, 2007, Chris Angel calls Cameron Diaz amazing. He said, Cam is an amazing person, the Mind Freak Star 39 tells People in its new issue. I'm so honored to be able to call her my friend. But does he mean friend or does he mean friend? Friend is in italics the second time. I don't know how to classify them, one close source tells People, but she is using the word we to mean her and Chris.
Wow.
The pair have been spotted out in Vegas 2 weeks in a row. 2 days after they met on May 12th, they caught a Cirque du Soleil show where one witness told People they were snuggling with each other and he was making her laugh.
And he was making her
All
laugh.
right. All right.
Okay. Moving on. Does it matter that Sofia Culpo and Michael Stevens broke up?
Literally not, although I do feel, because I watched the Culpo sisters show, I do feel for Sofia. Like, she is a person I'm like, oh, not again. Like, so she can't catch a break, Sofia.
I did find myself wondering, what did her boyfriend Michael Stevens do again? And fortunately, I believe this Us Weekly story told me. It said Sofia and Stevens, who is a corporate and entertainment attorney who also does comedy, went public with, and I was like, no type of guy sounds worse than that.
The shivers that you get when you hear corporate comedy.
Entertainment
Corporate
attorney
comedy.
who also does comedy.
The following month, the pair dressed up in coordinated couples costumes for Halloween and slowly became more public. Sophia and Stevens, it's funny to call her by her first name and him by his last.
It's upsetting.
Sorry,
It's upsetting.
Like,
it should be Culpo and Stevens. Yeah. I think there are too many Culpos, so I think probably maybe house style is that you always call the Culpo sisters by their first name so you don't confuse the Culpos.
I'm sorry. Oh, excuse me. Shrunken White added the Culpo sisters to their style guide. The AP said, got a call and said, please add the Culpos.
Yep.
Sophia and Stevens donned costumes from The Matrix for one Halloween bash and embodied Dirty Dancing Baby and Johnny for another party. All right, well, I guess we'll never have the sisters again.
Sad. Okay, love this. Darius Rucker is engaged to a woman whose, I'm assuming her last name is pronounced Deal. It's D-E-A-H. It's Deal with an H before the L. Deal. Darius Rucker, iconic former member of Hootie and the Blowfish and now solo country icon. Extremely successful. One of those guys, like a lot of that cohort of countrymen, and I guess just like aging rock stars, who is performing basically every night of the week forever, right? Like, Darius Rucker is just always somewhere doing something. I say this to mean this is a really rich guy, I'm assuming. Do you think that's a fair assessment? This is an extremely rich and successful guy. And this extremely rich and successful guy is engaged to someone 26 years younger than he is. So we have age gap discourse plus like rich guy, random, rich singer, aspiring singer. You know what I'm saying? Her name is Emily Deal. I just wanted to provide a little bit of context for this because I was like, okay, whatever. This is just, its tale as old as time, right? Okay, fine. I hope they're happy. Is she an aspiring singer? Yes, she is. Does she think that he can help in her career?
No.
Yes, she does. That's very clear.
Of course
right?
she does. Yeah.
Does she sing country music? Because now Darius Rucker's a country guy and she lives in Nashville. Well, she's from South Carolina, but she is on and off in Nashville. She's currently in London. I watched a lot of her vlogs because I was like trying to figure out something about her. And she's currently in London, like working out of her home studio. She's upset that people in London don't have central AC, whatever. When I finally click one of her songs, I was so shocked by what I heard, given what I knew about her. I'm just going to play it here. Where did it go?
You have to I'm feeling. It may not be alright, but it is true. These feelings on my mind fill me all the time. Turning my heart into pippity.
What is this?
I lay awake at night.
This is
wishing I was lying on
The chorus isn't quite as crazy, but listen.
I reach out for the stars, but these feelings are turning my heart into pippity poppity.
This is the worst song I've ever heard in my life.
I'm fighting these feelings for you. I'm trying to hide it, but I can't deny it, it's true. You're turning my heart into bibbidi bobbidi ooh. You're turning my heart into, turning my heart into, turning my heart into bibbidi bobbidi ooh. Bibbidi bobbidi oh.
What is this?
It's Darius Rucker's fiance. It's really, 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 really bad. I haven't heard all of her music, but I have heard that, and I was like, I'm done here. Get me off the plane. It's just not what I expected, especially from this photo that Darius posted of their engagement, where she just kind of looks like a country girly on a bridge where a man is...
Well, because she's with a country guy.
Yeah, with a country guy. And he's proposing, and she's like, I said yes. I was wondering maybe because she's a vlogger, does he appear in any of her videos? And the only instance that I found in like the 5 videos that I watched was in the background of her apartment, which she's subletting in London right now, I think. There is a framed photo of her and Darius like in front of the television. And I was like, okay, there's Darius.
Also, to be clear, like her vlogs get more views than her song. So there is kind of that kind of...
There's something there.
All, really.
Yeah, there's something there.
Yeah. Moving on, speaking of kind of splits...
Mm-hmm.
Sia's ex-husband wants $250,000 a month. Oh my God. In spousal support, which usually when you hear about celebrity or like rich people divorces, you are kind of gagged by the number that they want per month to live. This one, this is like beyond, this was like, I feel like is properly gaggable. Like this is like, even a rich person would hear this and go, that is absurd.
Their monthly expenses are unbelievable.
Well, what he claims, are their monthly expenses.
Yes.
Or when... You're right. He claims they have like 400 servants, like essentially.
He says, including 10 to 12 staff members, including a butler, personal chefs, a stylist, 2 masseuses, an IT guy, and a housekeeper. He estimates their living expenses are between $400,000 and $500,000 per month. So he's like, I need all of my attorney fees paid. I need all of my accounting fees paid. That whole total is about $500,000 a month. And I need alimony. And
wild.
These are my expenses, so do what you will with that.
Wild.
He wants, I think, $250K a month from her, right? And then you think about the number of songs that she wrote that were like chart toppers. It's like, that makes sense. Her tours.
Well, also what's brutal is he was like, I'm unemployed because we started a company together and you don't pay me salary anymore. Yeah. And it's kind of like, you're a loser, but also like... You're a loser, I guess. But also, is what I'm saying.
It's not the guy she was with for a really long time. She was only with this guy for what, 2 years?
Well, they have a kid too, Somersault Wonder.
They have a kid, but I think they got together in like 2022.
Somersault Wonder.
Yeah, Somersault Wonder.
Somersault Wonder.
And she's getting full custody of the kid. She said that she's willing to offer him visitation, but it's not even like he's like, I need child support because I'm raising the kid. Sia sucks.
He literally wants 2 masseuses.
But it kind of seems like Sia is so rich that $250,000 a month to this guy will kind of not affect her at all.
But think about $250,000 a month times 12 for a full year. That's crazy.
But if she was spending it anyway on him.
Well, we don't know what she's spending now that he's gone. Maybe they don't need 2 masseuses. Maybe they only need 1 masseuse.
Listen, anytime.
Oh, such a relief that I saw you.
Yeah, I got you covered.
Do you mind if we listen to some music?
Ugh, sounds great, James.
Party girls, don't get hurt, can't feel anything. When will I learn? I push it down, I push it down.
Okay, we need to file a correction. Remember when we heard that Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau were over from a source from, that was reported? Yeah. Guess what? They were spotted on her yacht smooching and groping.
When I saw the headline first and it was like a bad headline. And I was like, they're not back together. And then I saw the photos and I was like, oh, they're back together.
He's grabbing her ass? They're smooching?
Justin Trudeau, the former Prime Minister of Canada.
It's her yacht. I know
grabbing Katie's ass on a yacht.
It's hot and heavy.
It is.
On this yacht. I can't believe so that was a false report. They didn't, it did not fizzle out.
Or
Who told us that?
Or it fizzled out and then they got back together.
Shooter did it.
The headline on Daily Mail was, eye-popping pictures that prove Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau are a couple. Passionate kisses, roaming hands. After Orlando Bloom split, friends tell us exactly what's going on. They're grabbing ass.
I sent you a poll from the Sun article about this.
Polls. They offer so much engagement. Oh my God. The Sun poll is asking the readers, what do you think of this pairing? Options. I love it. They make sense to me. 22.4%. So random, but I here for it. Typo. So random, but I here for it. 36%. That's the one that Lindsay voted for. And with the most votes, I don't see this working. 41.2%.
Democracy at
so
work.
You get I love it. They make sense to me.
Random, but I here for it.
2 typos. I love it. They makes sense to me. They makes sense to me. So random, but I here for it. And I don't see this working.
Made with the least care in the world, the Sun poll.
I don't see this working.
So random, but I here for it.
Let's move on to Rita.
What was she wearing? Where was she seen? She posted what on Instagram? She's the Who Queen. Tens of people want to know all about the number one Who. Lindsay, Bobby, tell us now. What's Rita Ora up to?
Who is this woman? Okay, let's can we start with Rita on the cover of Tush? What is that?
You keep calling it Tush. It's called Tush Show, isn't it?
Okay, so that's worse. But I'm just like, what is Tush? What is Tush magazine?
I've never heard
Tush
it.
magazine.
I've never heard of it in my entire life. Okay, so I guess it is just Tush.
She's the queen.
But the magazine says
the queen of fake magazine.
The magazine is called Tush, but the headline makes it look. The headline is so big that it looks like the magazine is called Tush Show. I've never heard of this in my entire life. Tush magazine. They have 400,000 followers on Instagram. It's one of those random like fashion magazines that probably publishes once a quarter or seasonal, like for fall, winter. Did you see the behind the scenes footage of how Rita made herself look like a mannequin with like shoulder blades that were coming out of her head?
Fashion, darling, this is cunt.
Hi, hello, guten Tag. It's me, Rita Ora, and we are here with Tush magazine, and this is my transformation.
A weird trailer with her body propped up so that... Can you describe what's happening in this photo of her on the cover? A very fashion, couture, covered in buttons suit is being draped on like a hanger, right? And the hanger, and it's being lifted up so that she's in the collar. You know what she looks like? She looks like these aliens from The Fifth Element. The Monda Shaw ones from The Fifth Element.
Totally.
Head below the shoulders. Head below the shoulders.
So Tush is a German magazine.
Tush. Okay, so that makes more sense that it's German.
Tush. It's Tush.
Okay, what else is Rita Ora up to? She's mourning Diane Keaton like everyone else. And that's it.
Yeah, that's nice.
She's mostly promoting this cover of Tush magazine.
I love it. I've changed my mind. I think she's slaying.
Yeah, I didn't agree with the tweet that said, where was the tweet that said that went viral? Rita Ora looks ugly as fuck in new Tush magazine photo shoot for October.
But that's from Rita Ora Charts.
She looks great.
That's from a Stan account. I think they mean I think they're being positive.
Okay, good. Thank you for listening to the episode of Who Weekly. Call in at 619-WHO-THEM to leave questions, comments, and concerns for our Friday show. Who's there? Support us on patreon.com for bonus episodes, a Discord server, commentary tracks, and more. You can also get the audio only on Apple Podcasts. Just click subscribe within the app. Thank you to Katie and Eric of The Who's for providing our Rita theme song on Tuesdays. Thank you to Timmy, our research and editorial assistant, for researching and editorializing. We'll see you on Friday. Bye.
Bye.
What was she wearing? Where was she seen? She posted what on Instagram? She's the Who Queen. Tens of people want to know all about the number one Who. Lindsay, Bobby, tell us now. What's Rita Ora up to?
Who is this woman?